afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You're starting to pick it up, man. All right, now, my name is Ron Hudson. All right, this is the same kind of format that we had this morning, in that we had a clinic here, and there were a number of players that we've already put through some drills and such for introduction, and then there are some day campers as well as overnight people that have been now come on to the scene, you might say. But something we're trying to do here is implement the idea of paying attention and focusing on what we're trying to accomplish. And what this means is accomplish in terms of looking the man in the eye, looking your teacher in the eye, looking the coach in the eye, looking your parents in the eye, doing the little things right, accountability. Kind of repeating myself a little bit with the morning group, but when I say accountability, the rooms will be clean, the cafeteria will be clean, meaning this, as well as where we eat breakfast in the morning over at Denny's. We will be on time. We will do everything right. All right? And what that amounts to is just taking care of business. Give me one clap. All right, see, we're not paying attention enough. You're not ready, okay? You've got to focus in on what everybody's saying. For you newcomers, when we ask for a clap or two, then respond in that way. Then we know that you're listening. Because this game of football is about listening and about focusing in on how to do the little things right. When I say the little things right, I'm talking about working with the guy next to you. The right guard knows what the right tackle's going to do, and the center knows what the right and left guard are going to do. The linebacker knows exactly what the tackle or defensive end is going to do, much like the strong safety knows exactly which angle to take, because he knows that his teammates understand what they're supposed to do. And when you coordinate that, you'd be amazed how well you do. Much like in life, when you coordinate your work in the classroom with what the teacher wants you to do, you'd be amazed how well you do in the classroom if you focus and if you're accountable and if you do the little things right. Because football, as I mentioned this morning, is the greatest game in the world for that. When I say that, in terms of making sure that you take care of every little detail. Now, every one of you should have your eyes up and be looking at me right now. All you campers, that's what we want. We're not going to punish you if you don't, but if you're not, then you're not listening. Because you can't look at the ground and think that you're listening and paying attention. Because if you do that when you're getting ready for a game, that's how you're going to play. That's how you're going to get ready for that test. If your parents tell you something to do, and if you're not listening, you're not going to do it properly. That is what this camp is all about. That's what the owner, Rick Whittier, wants done in terms of our approach to the players. He believes in, and he tries to push very hard, brotherhood. There's nothing like 11 guys going in that huddle and breaking the huddle and getting in and out and executing the play. Give me one clap. Better, getting better. He understands the importance of responsibility, all right? Because you're laying a foundation right now for the future. That's what he wants in this camp. He wants you to lay the foundation for the future this fall, for the future in the class, for the future with your family. Because when you get into your 20s and you're going to go out and get a job, if you've laid the foundation like you did in football, like you did in class, then you will understand how important it was to do those little things right. Because you will get that job, or you'll be in the hunt for it. Something good will happen. That's what football is. Okay, that's exactly what football is. It's all about being accountable. It's all about doing the little things right. And this camp has historically had a lot of success with a lot of people. I was a coach in this camp many years ago. There are a lot of players in the NFL that were part of this camp. Marcus Allen was a great player, the big kid I mentioned this morning, the big offensive tackle from Michigan, Long, first guy taken a year ago, was part of this camp. I can go on and on. All right, like I mentioned also this morning, 29 of the 32 head football coaches were in offense defense. This camp is 40 years old. And the basis of this, again, this camp is fundamentals. If you came here with the idea of trying to get better, if you were in the clinic, then you are ahead. You will definitely understand the importance of little things. I saw some great, bless you, there I saw some great individual techniques being taught. It doesn't happen overnight. As a player, you have to be patient, all right? But patient with the idea that you're listening and you're focusing and you're gonna make mistakes. The coaches understand that. As I mentioned before, we will not belittle or berate your son. We are here to be positive and to push them and to help them lay this foundation that we're talking about, meaning the fundamentals of the game. Just like any class, any math class, there are fundamentals that you have to take in order to continue to accelerate in mathematics or any kind of science or anything. That's the same thing in football. There's not a greater feeling in the world when you all get together in that huddle and you come out and you execute, because you know that the guy next to you did what he was supposed to do to get himself ready. Give me one clap. Better. All right? That's what we want you to do. We want you to come away from this camp, and parents, we want you to understand when they come away from this camp, they will have at least progressed in a manner that they understand the importance of doing the little things right. All right, now, football is a great game. You're going to go out here and you're going to have a good time. But again, if you understand the importance of proper footwork, you understand the importance of proper pad level, you understand a proper angle, little tiny things like that are going to, you can't see that in the big picture, all right, how important that is. But when you make that tackle, you're going to understand, boy, I'll tell you what, I remember back in OD how important the coach emphasized taking the hat across the bow, wrapping the arms up, or a sideline tackle, or the guard is taking the proper step footwork, you know, and staying square and using the hands and pushing them off, drive blocking, things of this nature. Quarterback getting the arm up, running back, ball security. We will talk about fundamentals constantly. We will every single day, like as an example, with the offensive players, they will understand the importance of ball security. How many times, how many games you go in pro football as well, how many times you see the balls on the ground? Because of simple things like ball security. Give me 2 claps. Some of you are starting to dream out now. Come on, stay with us. Stay with us. All right? Now, because that's what we're talking about in terms of we will require them to do certain things. All right? We will have a circuit of tackling for defense, where the defensive player will understand the importance of angle tackles, open field tackles, all right, as well as just form tackling. Technique, fundamentals. Because in the end, what's going to happen is you will see the success that you're going to have and how much more accelerated you are to the next guy because you've done the little things right. Give me 2 claps. See, you're starting to pay attention. If you do that, you will have success. You will have success. I promise you. All right? A lot of you guys may have a great desire to go on to college football. There's a place for every man in this whole room to play college football. These guys played college football. All right? And football is a great thing. There's a place for you if you do the little things right. Doesn't, you know, maybe you won't be playing at Wisconsin, all right, or Michigan, or someplace like that. But there's a place. One of our coaches plays at Carthage College. All right, he's a player right now. He's a senior. All right, I'll introduce him here in a minute. My point is there was a place for him. He's not big enough to play at those places. All right. But he's playing, he's having a great experience, he's laying a foundation for how to do things right. And that's what football does. And if you do that, if you listen and pay attention, you're going to have success. You will have success. There'll be times when we're going to call upon you in this camp that you're going to play another position. Because we're going to emphasize both offense and defense. Like I said to them this morning, a lot of the players will play, we're required to play defensive back when he may be a quarterback. Well, the good way to learn how to play quarterback is to understand how the defensive back plays, and vice versa with an offensive line and defensive line. So you may be called upon to play positions that you're not accustomed to, but there's a purpose behind it, and it's going to get you better.